Alrighty, y'all, good. How you going? We're taking a look at a Holden panel van, of course, like the old Holden Sandman vans. Now, of course, the Holden Sandman comes to mind because, well, that's pretty much one of my favorite vehicles I've ever learned about, ever, on this channel. Learning about different vehicles from around the world, especially ones that we didn't see much, if at all, here in the U.S. And let me tell you, man, these Holden panel vans are awesome. I don't know why I love them so much, because they're just weird and they're different. Yeah, they're freaking awesome, dude. It's been quite a bit since we've looked at some old Aussie muscle, and I think it's time to change that. So we're going to be taking a look at the parts of this video from Shannon's Insurance, really big, famous company and channel. So yeah, of course, use the link down below. Check out this whole video uninterrupted and browse their stuff. And this video was sent in by Tom from Taz. So thank you as always. Go ahead and get this rolling, dude.
The old man, he was doing all the car magazines, custom rodder, custom vans and trucks. And so you come home from school and you go in the office and it would just be cars, cars, cars. So he was just always there. Name's Ryan Ford, do chopped, hard metal and illustration for a living.
That's pretty cool.
The old man is Eddie Ford and he was mad obsessed with cars for a long time. Couldn't stop collecting them. He's been in hot rodding for decades and done a lot for the auto industry and auto scene. Was building cars since back in the 50s. So he'd phased out of building cars by the time I was around.
Love all the plates. Dude, we have plates from everywhere. Australia. These are even some U.S. plates. Pretty cool. Texas, New Mexico, California,
this mate Stork,
Florida.
He's an absolute cracker bloke. He came up to me and...
Oh, yeah.
I really want to do something different in the van. Thinking about this Marlboro paint job. I said, oh, that's a great idea. So we painted it.
Oh my God. Dude, is this hella freaking cool or what? Oh my God, that is sick, dude.
Out in the yard on the grass, almost raining, just rough as. And then we were like, okay, well, do we put a 308?
Damn, just don't mind the Charger chilling over here. Holy shit, I'd take that as well. Dude, this thing is awesome.
And I'm like, nah, need to put a big block in it. I reckon it's making around mid 600 horsepower at the moment. It looks pretty angry when it's coming down the road at you.
Hell yeah.
A bit of stance about it. I'll race it for him pretty much. And the car drives really well at the track, you know, just like dead straight.
Has an awesome stance. Look at this. We got all the gauges you'd want. Look at that digital readout, of course. That's freaking awesome, man.
To drive. Now it's making 10-pound boost. It doesn't really behave the same way each time. So depending on the traction, temperature of the road, it's now just spinning the wheels first and all the way through second.
Okay, dude, they got some awesome shots of this thing. Dude. Okay, this, obviously it's got the custom paint job and stuff, which is very... Okay, actually, it's not a bad paint job, by the way. I'm not even saying that. But I'm saying, like, it's actually dirty. Like, the car is dirty. And I've said this before, if you've caught in older videos. Something specifically, usually it has to do with older muscle cars. They look, like this thing here looks perfect as is. Kind of with, like, the homemade paint job and the fact that it's dirty. It looks awesome. Like, this is how I'd run it as well. I wouldn't even, like... I know it sounds weird to say, but I prefer it looking like this than clean. Some cars are like that. Some cars, it's like, oh, dude, clean your car, right? You know, so, of course, some cars look way better clean. And it's like, when they're dirty, you're sad about it, right? This thing, I'd be all about it. This thing looks so freaking badass. The stance, I'm loving it. I'm always a fan of the, you know, sitting up, a little jacked up in the back. It's got that rake to it, sloping down in the front. And it's got the classic formula, dude. You got boost up front. You got that supercharger. You saw it sticking out. And, of course, side pipes. Why the hell not? Big tires in the back, a little bit smaller in the front.
And then it lifts the front up really high, and then the steering gets really light. So
it's got the look of It almost looks like a movie car. Like I'm, 99% sure this isn't a movie car, but I don't know what about it. It has this like sort of impact factor, this presence of like, oh, that looks like, you know what I mean? Like a movie car.
It's good. It has your attention every time you drive it.
It could have been a movie car, if that makes sense. It's got that uniqueness to it, I guess. That thing is awesome, man. Especially the shots. The old country roads in Australia, I love it.
And obsessed with muscle cars and fast cars now. So I got a 68 Dodge Charger with a big block and a 5-speed. That's
mad props, man. That is awesome. To see a 68 Charger down under, that is freaking sick.
At the moment, but going back together. And got a 68 Camaro that has a 515 Merlin big block with a F3 Pro Charger. Jeez. And that one's been in the family since 1970.
Great taste.
Started out in sign writing, actually, and then from there went across to pinstriping and custom paint, and then went to illustration. Pretty hard to go past Ron Dutch and Ed Roth for pinstriping. They were the two guys I really looked up to.
That's awesome. Putting your own touch on it, that's
if I had to
love
sum
to see
up
it, dude.
Chopped in one sentence, it would be a loose experience. Any style person out there, they're there. Nearly all my mates turn up if they're not being slack. Tons of people come across from overseas, and yeah, it's quite widespread now. When we first fired up Chopped, I think it was based, a little bit around the hot rod custom culture scene. Now it just covers anything real.
Dude. Oh my God, that thing is so badass. Okay, that is like the perfect shot. In the dust, right? Sunset, rural Australia with some Aussie muscle. I mean, this is a Holden panel van with some hella horsepower, and it's covered in dust. It's a little bit dirty. Everything about this is right, man. I've said this before. I totally will always have the utmost respect and, care for like show cars and rare cars and trailer queens, right? Like, oh, it's a 1 out of 80 made and it's in perfect shape and, it's not a speck of dust anywhere. And it's like the ultimate prime example of something. I totally get it and I totally respect it. And I'm glad we have, essentially time capsules like that. But I will always prefer this. First of all, man, did we miss out on the States? I've said that before with these. I mean, I would love to have one of these over here. The looks it would get, I'm sure people would be mind blown by this thing. Because, of course, probably 98% of people would not know what this is. The thing is right-hand drive, but it's got that muscular DNA. Australian muscle cars are freaking awesome, dude. Not to mention, of course, this is a supercharged big block. Who doesn't want that? That sounds fun. And yeah, I mean, I just hoped someday to have an old muscle car like this of any sort. That's like life goals for me someday, right? But if I could choose one, I would choose something like this. I'm serious, man. I don't care if it's a little bit dented up. I don't care if it's got some scratches, some battle scars, right? And, if it looks good, dirtied up like this, but you have tons of miles on this thing, or kilometers, kilometers, tons of memories, and you're not afraid to start it up and let her rip, I think that's what it's about. That's what I want, right? I don't want something I have to babysit and not take out in fear of, getting vandalized or wrecked or not be able to, flex its legs a little bit, right? No, I want something I can have fun in. This thing's a beast, dude. This is hella cool, and it's been way too long since I've seen some videos on some Aussie muscles. Let me tell you what.
Gen 6 454 out of a Silverado, late 90s one. We put the biggest blower cam we could fit in it, so I had to diagram.
Oh my God, it's a 454? I was picturing an old 454. Is this 454 from the... like my truck? I don't have a 454 SS. Whoa, I wish. No, but I have, the same body style. I have the GMT 400 Chevy truck is what he's referring to. And yes, you could get those with 454s. It's still an old engine. It's not like it was a modern 454. It was still always based on the same thing, just slightly upgraded over the years.
Each piston to clear the intake valve, and blower cam we could fit in it, so I had to die grind each piston to clear the intake valve and put some roller rockers in it. That's it. Other than that, it's 4-bolt main, 454, pretty much stock. Yeah, it's got two 850 holes
awesome.
on it, and it's got snow performance.
And two 850s. 850s, two of them. Holly carbs, man, that is a ton of fun. But look, not that crazy of a build, and it's got 600 plus horsepower in a hell of a cool panel van like that.
Water injection. It's got a 2-speed power glide in it with manual valve body.
That's awesome.
3800 stall converter and a 35 spline 9-inch with 3 5s.
Jeez, what a
Pontiac 15-inch by 7-inch wheels out of stage would look like.
What an awesome build.
A Holden 14-inch rim. It's still got all stock 6-cylinder suspension in it. You know, haven't changed anything. Just put a cast iron big block over the nose and put some new shock absorbers in it. It's pretty difficult to manage my time between all the jobs you're trying to do throughout the year. I think the main thing that drives me behind all the work is that I love driving fast cars. I just want that all the time.
I love
and the only way to do that all
how
the time
dusty it is and everything. This thing is a beast. Yo, what a cool car, man. Wow. Bravo. You know, man, it's so cool. This has been a theme forever on the channel. Dude, I tell you what, I mean, look, you know I love cars from around the world. I love American cars, and of course I love learning about other cars. You know I love Australian cars. I mean, come on, look around. Look at all the Australian cars on the wall. Look at the Australian cars right here. Yeah, it is like, dude, it's still my favorite. You know, I'm just being honest, man. Like, I love learning about all the different cars, and there's so much more to learn about. I have like amazing videos planned. These Australian classic cars are just so cool. And the Australian car culture still, like, this is obviously filmed in modern day. Like, the Australian car culture is just freaking awesome, dude. The Australian car community is amazing. I think you guys know that. That's what literally built this channel originally, right? I mean, it's just so freaking cool, dude. Yeah, seeing that got me pumped up. This guy, it says, the title of this is Ryan's Holden Panel Van, so I believe this guy's name is Ryan Ford. You're awesome, man. I mean, that is what a cool family history, right? The story that, of course, the dad, his connections and his job and his impact on Aussie car culture as a whole, I guess, seems pretty awesome. But, of course, not to mention, dude, great taste in cars. Great taste, man. This thing just, yeah, getting a look at this thing one final time. Right? Like, I love that shiny Charger back there. I do. But this, yeah, this is what I gravitate towards, man. Everything's a little bit worn out on it. It can shred the tires, and you can go for a ride at sunset and feel like a badass in this thing, dude, and have no worries in the world. I love it. So, yeah, I have a lot more Aussie car content coming up, you know, kind of sticking to the roots here. And it's been a while, so I really appreciate people still suggesting awesome stuff. I have really cool suggestions I have to get to very soon, so stay tuned for that. Of course, you know, we've kind of been through this before, but, you know, if you have any memories or, of course, anyone still have one of these Holden panel vans, you know, definitely let me know in the comments about how much you freaking love that thing, dude. Tell me a little bit about it. I'd love to hear it. This thing is awesome. That's about it for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.